The Pike. We all know its strengths, its weaknesses, if it's good or bad. Today I want to dive a little deeper into the Pike. Is it worth mastering? Has the new edition of locking aim made a difference? Is first person even worth it? I'm going to try and keep this as little opinionated as possible, however, let's get into it. So starting off, the pros of the Pike. Being the only weapon in the game that trades your flintlock for a long range stick, this weapon of choice can deal significant damage in a low amount of time, even as little as 0.5 seconds. With little to no difference between what time of cooldown, you are dealing a massive 50 damage per hit. Due to the range of the stick and the hole penetration this weapon has, you can hit multiple zombies during said swing. Now granted, you may be thinking, well surely during the 0.45 second swing speed, you can't hit more than one zombie, and I say let me finish. Granted, you have a short space of time for each swing, however, if you have multiple zombies in front of you, don't just willy-nilly start poking them in front of you, do so like this. For first person, it's much easier, however, by simply looking to the right a bit, attack, and then guide your mouse over to the left, you are hitting every zombie in your path. Granted, not every zombie, but the majority. Sure, this doesn't sound like the best thing in the world, but you're forgetting the 2.3 times headshot multiplier the Pike has. By simply repeating this process but aiming up a bit when you get to the middle, you can easily one-tap any zombie with ease. Hell, even going as far as making hardcore easier. Well, that's enough about the strategy of the weapon, but how does it perform? Well, as previously mentioned, first person is more beneficial than third person, mainly due to the fact you have a clearer view of what's in front of you, thus making headshots easier. Although, that doesn't mean third person is useless. By combining the strategy previously mentioned whilst being in third person, you may not accurately achieve the strategy well, however you have a clearer view from what's behind you. Now, this can be beneficial in many ways, but the main reason is in case anything sneaks up behind you. So it is personal interest of which you prefer. But Zed, I can just do the exact same thing with the bayonet, so why is this useful? Oh my poor child. Have you not tried the Cuirassier and Pike strategy? By equipping the Pike as well as the Cuirassier class, you become a lot slower. However, you are a walking tank. Literally, this is the equivalent of the Doom guy from, well, Doom. Now, I say this is for many reasons, however, the primary reason you can safely melee bombers. Yeah, you heard that right, you can actually safely melee bombers. Well, sort of. We all know you can hit enemies through the walls, and this can make your life a hell of a lot easier. Put it this way, you go to walk up to a bomber who has just spawned in, and you have an incredibly high ping of 180. Now, in the time that you have walked up to the bomber, hit it, and walked away, you'll be damaged. Now, if you have a clean 60 FPS and repeat the same thing, hit it, then walk away in quick succession, you won't be damaged. Now, this can take a lot of practice, and I mean a lot, so don't just jump to conclusions or anything. This has been tested a lot, and if I'm wrong about this, I'll put it as editor side note. And sure, some people may say it's not worth mastering, but let's be honest, if you're watching this video, you have over 10 hours of gameplay, or if you are a newcomer to G&B, watch this video here. Now, to put it simpler, this weapon is worth mastering. Most people are under the impression that all you can do is thrust and charge, but if you take the time to go into a private server and actually test the weapons out, you can see how much more there is than just a simple swing or stab. Sure, on the surface it's just a pokey stick, but underneath all that thrusting and damage is an astonishing weapon of choice. Now, we've talked about the positives of the weapon, so let's go on to the negatives. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. Yes, it negates your walk speed. Yes, it replaces your primary. And yes, you can have a flag at the end of it, depending on the regiment. I mean, that's more of a fact than a con, but whatever. Anyways, as well as all this, though, it can sometimes be pretty inaccurate. Now, sure, this can come from FPS or delay of the swing or something along those lines, but sometimes I found it so heavily inconsistent if I want to headshot a zombie. Who knows, maybe I'm just bad at the game and not on the same level as Quacktry. Sure, hold fast and charge outweigh the negatives in this category, so I mean, this weapon is good. Hell, even going as far as saying it's god tier. It hasn't really got a downside other than the fact it slows you down. Simply unequipping it means you can go the same speed you were going. However, before we do get to the summary, I do just want to point out something that isn't covered a heavy amount, and honestly, I can't understand why. Introducing the hit regeneration. This is a hidden ability exclusive for Pike, gives the player a faster thrust in Pike so long as you keep killing a zombie. Okay, so we know it has an ability, but what does that ability do? Well, through testing, I found out that it just seems to boost your swing rate, or thrust speed in this manner. So, hi, it's Edit Z here. Completely ignore all that information I just said, as the whole max penetration of 5 thing and the start penetration of 3, with the hit regeneration, it goes more like this. If there's a group of 3 shamblers, you can kill all of them with 1 thrust due to the 3 penetration. However, if there is a group of 5 shamblers and you kill 1, the next shambler will also get hit, meaning you can theoretically kill up to 5 shamblers in 1 hit, which is just downright overpowered. However, to summarize, the Pike is good. I know I said in the tier list video that the only reason it isn't in S tier was because it replaces your primary, and I still stand by that. You are replacing your flintlock for a longer ranged melee. Even some objectives require a flintlock as opposed to a long ranged melee. As it stands, the Pike is amazing. Having such a long range, high damage, high swing rate, high penetration, and literally having the only downside of walk speed, there isn't a reason not to use this weapon. If you're looking to rack up your kills, this is exactly for you. This is literally a weapon that can solo St. Petersburg in the right hands. I'm not even joking. If you take the time to master this weapon, you wouldn't regret it. Or, you know, master the delicious leg. I don't care. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.